Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Luis here, Green Zebra Gardening. Today I'm going to show you how to set up, I'm going to set up two 30-gallon grow bags. One of them is going to get 4 eggplants. The other one I'm not so sure. Let me show you my mix. And this way you don't have to say, hey, I have to have a raised bed, I have to have a massive space. You don't. Granted, 30 gallons is pretty big, but I think with each one you can, it doesn't have to be all eggplants. It can be like 2 eggplants and like 2 peppers, or this one here has 4 peppers, the other one over there has 4 peppers, the tote over there has a bunch of bush beans, the round resin, I think, wine barrel has a bunch of zinnias and a bunch of cilantro coming up on it. This one has a tree. So I know you may or may not have all this stuff. This one is the spent substrate mushroom brick, so you may or may not have that. This right here is just sifted compost. I have to go get them out of the car, but I do have the soil from Kellogg/G&B. I have the Harvest Supreme, and I have the potting soil. For now, what I'm going to do is, I didn't realize, I forgot that I had this much compost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that and split it into this one, and so it'll be half and half. I'm going to break up the mushroom bricks. There's one here, there's more over there, but I do need to harvest out the mushrooms. These are looking a little past their prime, so I'm just going to dump them in there. And so I'm basically just going to do lasagna method. Mushrooms, compost, and then the bag stuff. So let me set you guys up. Oh, and I do have the 4 eggplants that are going into one of these containers, probably this one. So let's see. So that's it. So that's the compost. So I basically started with some of that, layered it, added in, actually over here, the 3 bricks, broke them up and left them in decent sized chunks, topped it off with more of that. Well, I think I did 1 or 2 bricks and then layered it, and then did the other one and then layered it some more. Then I ended up mixing together, this is the mushrooms I harvested, the Harvest Supreme and just the basic potting soil to set the potatoes container. So I did want to give it all those nutrients. And the Harvest Supreme does have chicken manure in it, chicken compost manure in it, and so that'll help. The only thing I wish I would have done is actually watered in between the layers. That would have been the only thing. And so this, what I might do is I'll go ahead, and I think I have another 1 or 2 bricks in there. I'll go ahead and top them off in here, and I'll make some mid pin here, and then I'll mix in another, and then I'll finish off the Harvest Supreme and this bag, mix it in here, and then just top it off. That way I don't have to take out the compost out of there. But the, what's it called, the eggplants are essentially gonna go here, just like the peppers. I think I do have another one of those plants, another one of those cages somewhere around here. Oh, on the other side of her. But my eggplants usually do well enough to where I don't have to, especially on this side. I've grown them here on this side. I've actually grown them in that container over there. And I think the 1 eggplant gave me a lot of fruits. So, and then in between, I will plant in probably some basils. I still have basil, some Nasturtiums, and I might have some onions also to kind of tuck in and just drop them in there. just onion seeds. So that's gonna be pretty much it. Let me go ahead and put these in. I may as well just finish that way I'm done with the bags of soil, and then I'll come back and I'll plant these in here. But just to show you, so yeah, this could be all 4 eggplants in my case. It's gonna be all 4 eggplants. What I could do is I could do 2 and then 2 in here, and then fill in with other stuff, because I do have the plants, I do have their seeds. This is my newer seeds, and so I'm probably gonna mix in some of that stuff. And then that is what's left of the sub pod harvest that I did about a week ago, and so I'm definitely going to use that into the planting holes of this and whatever else I get in there. And then whatever is left, I may actually just end up sprinkling into the other containers anyway. And I didn't shoot a video, but I did feed all these trees, and this one is doing incredibly well. It's already bounced back and it's already putting out a ton of new growth. Anyway, let me go ahead and finish this one off, and then I'll go through and I'll plant. I'll see what other plants I have and what else I might be able to squeeze in here. And I might only do, like I said, 2 and 2 eggplants. That way, not all my eggplants are in one literal basket in one container. If for whatever reason these get flea beetles, these might be okay. There's not that much of a gap. It's only like a 4-foot gap, 3 or 4 foot gap in between them. But at least that way, it'll be each one you can treat it as an individual garden. And so the only reason I did peppers in this one is because honestly these other 2 weren't ready. And so I could have done 2 eggplants, 2 peppers, 2 eggplants, 2 peppers, 2 eggplants, maybe some peppers or whatever else. And we'll go from there. I think that's it. So let me finish this and we'll move on. Alright, so let's continue on with this video. So what I ended up deciding is that 2 of these are going to go to the plot. The other 2 we're going to put into the container. Because, and I don't have the seeds with me here, they're over on the other side of the yard. What I'm going to do, although I should just put them in here because I'm already on this end, and I'm going to end up putting, I want to grow zucchini, and I want to grow some kind of a, like zucchini. I have melon and Armenian cucumbers back there. I have regular cucumbers, I have Persian cucumbers over there, and then I also have curry red squash. So I do have a winter, and I do have a winter, and I do have technically the Armenian cucumbers as a melon. It's a muskmelon. But I do want a zucchini plant. They never do all that well for me, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So since I'm already here, I'm gonna put the eggplants here, and at least that way, because the sun comes up in the morning from over there, the zucchini will be good over there. And then what might end up happening is, because it gets so big, what I might end up doing is I want to grow it up a trellis, and so that way it doesn't spread out and it holds it up, and it holds it up in the air, and then that way I may not get powdery mildew as bad. So in fact, let's go ahead and plant this one first, but essentially it's going to be the same thing. So what you can do is you can have, if you don't have the space for the beds, you can just get yourself 4 or 5 of these things. Fill them up. And, like I said earlier, combination of eggplants, peppers, you can even do tomatoes in here. You are going to want something decent enough to support it, and something this size you can put in a T-post, the 6 or 7, maybe even 8-foot T-post in here. I believe that there is going to be enough soil in here in order to hold it, and then that way you can trellis and you can strap down the tomato to the actual T-post, kind of like what I'm doing with the T-post at the community garden plot inside of my metal raised beds. And these are actually a tiny bit taller than the beds over there. So let's go ahead and get some planting done. So that's it. I dropped in some bush beans on here, and on that side, 2 on the other side. I basically wrapped around with some nasturtiums and the eggplants. I think that's the only thing I put in here. So we'll see. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.